An FBI record contained in the Epstein files reveals that the FBI's New York City office was hacked in 2023, the night of the Super Bowl, erasing some 100 terabytes of data from evidence due to the intrusion. And yes, this is a real file. This document is real. It's a 2024 sworn statement by FBI Special Agent Aaron Spivak in the recent DOJ Epstein files release. So that document is 100%. So this, you might be wondering who did it. I have some pretty good evidence on who did it, on who possibly could have done it. Believe it or not, Ghislaine Maxwell's sister, Christine, managed the FBI's computer system and its anti-terrorism data warehouse through her company, Chiliad and Magellan, and also the DOJ's investigative data warehouse IDW system. And that included the entire encryption key system. So that's someone that's the connection right there on the possible Super Bowl hack. Now, if someone was to plan something out on a day that most people are not going to be paying attention to a database, a server, everyone is watching the Super Bowl. People that don't even like football watch the Super Bowl. So I'm pretty sure that the agents that were guarding the files were probably watching the game. And that would be a perfect time to swoop in and remove whatever was in the files. Here's the thing, though. If that was her, I don't think she would be the person that would delete it. I'm sure she has ties to other certain powerful people. And the one thing about blackmail, especially on these people that are this powerful, it'll never be deleted. That stuff don't get deleted. It'll get moved around, it'll get copied, it'll be stored away on other servers in other countries. So if that agent isn't lying, I have a feeling those tapes are sitting somewhere underground in a server. Now, there's been some rumors that Iran is in possession of these. They have their own copy, and it's stored in a server below Tehran. I don't think those have been deleted, though. From what I've heard, there's thousands of videos. Thousands. Hillary Clinton was being asked about Frazzled Drip. Some believe that video came from a life insurance folder from Anthony Weiner's laptop. That video was said to make even the most hardened NYC police veterans cry. It's said to show Weiner's wife, Huma, and Hillary Clinton performing satanic ritual abuse on a young girl, surgically removing her face and wearing it as a mask to flood the victim's bloodstream with adrenaline. On a serious note, of the 12 officers who viewed the contents of the file labeled insurance on the laptop, 9 of them committed suicide. And here's some pictures of all the cops that committed. And let's play the video of her being asked about Frazzled Drip.
Files that were on Anthony Weiner's laptop in a folder that was titled insurance, life insurance, with a zip file titled Frazzle.
This is way outside the chairman's ruling. This is way outside the scope.
Is
this within the scope, Mr. Chairman?
If the chairman rules that it's not within the scope,
Mr. Chairman, based on what you said in the public hearing, is this within the scope?
We can go off the record for a moment.
Mr. Chairman, is this within the scope?
We'll go off the record.
And if you see, she literally goes and grabs her face almost like a nonverbal fruit and slip. Now, the lady you see next to Hillary, her lawyer, her attorney, Cheryl Mills, she is in the files, and she's close friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. This is Cheryl Mills to Ghislaine Maxwell. G, is today really your birthday? It's the birthday of one of my greatest friends, and it would not at all be surprising that you shared it. So happy birthday, darling. I'll have to do a bit of thinking. Hate you for being in Palm Beach. If it weren't for your birthday, I'll call you what you really are for being there. XO. So I'm sure that, and you'll see throughout as they're getting questioned, she'll step in and answer for them. Like anything that's too like over the top, she'll step in and make sure they answer the right way. It's almost like she's answering the questions for them. Here's another clip.
The question is, have you ever communicated with any of the following people relating to Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell? Richard Kahn,
No.
Darren N. Dyke,
No.
Sarah Kellen,
No.
Doug Band,
Not that I recall.
Lawrence Summers,
No.
Huma Abedin,
Have I ever talked to her about this in preparation for this hearing? I have.
outside of that,
Not that I recall.
Noam Chomsky,
No.
Leslie Groff,
No.
Nadia Marcinkova,
No.
John Luke Brunel.
No. I don't know most of these people.
All those names he's asking are people that are connected to the Epstein ring. I have a weird feeling that he's reading off the names that have been interrogated and snitched. So most of those people probably have already flipped, and they just want to see if she's telling the truth. They're setting her up here. Here's former President Bill Clinton. He's explaining the photos of himself in a hot tub discovered in Epstein files.
What we're trying to get at is some context for the public on whether you remember this photo and any details you may be able to provide us about it. So do you recall the details of this photo, recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
Okay, and for those who can't see it, it's a photo of you in a hot tub. There's a person next to you here. Do you remember where it was taken? Where was it taken?
I'm almost sure that this taken, I think there's an adjacent photograph, which you probably have, that if people saw it, they would feel that someone was trying to con them showing this picture. But anyway, this picture was taken in Brunei. And we flew one night on a trip to Asia, the last very long leg.
You said we, is it, who is that including?
Well, my TEL team that was working
Thank you.
on the AIDS issue, and Mr. Epstein was there, and
Okay.
Miss Maxwell. But anyway, we got to the end of the flight was Brunei. It's a tiny place, but a very wealthy one, and the Sultan of Brunei was a man that I had gotten to know well in my 8 years as president. And his first involvement with international matters was basically to join the Asian Pacific Economic Leaders Conference, which I started and which he attended. And then he was very proud of that, and he hosted, his time came to host it. You know, you do these things in a rotation. And it came either at the very end of my term or maybe the next year. Anyway, he wanted, when he knew I was coming, and he said he wanted to help me with the my AIDS initiative, and he's invited me to stay there. And he said, I want you to stay at this hotel, and I hope you'll use the pool. So I did, and then I got out and went to bed, exhausted.
Just for the record, there's another picture that also shows this as part of the larger pool area. Do you all have that so that he can refresh his recollection with respect to that?
You should have it. It's quite enlightening. If you watch this,
Yes, it's noted.
it'll
Yes.
give you a different feel.
Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have it with us right now.
Okay,
We do.
thanks. I just
have
wanted
it
to
as
make
well.
sure he knew the
And so
context.
were there other people in that pool or hot tub with you as well?
I don't think there's anybody in the hot tub. I didn't forgotten that there was anybody in the hot tub, but it was big, but it was about,
Well,
He's asking in the pool
It appears
area.
this photo, there's a girl over here, or there's someone.
yeah, I don't know who that is.
But he's also asking in the pool area were there other
Yes,
individuals?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so you don't know?
No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Okay, so do you remember were they under 18? Would you
No.
know? No.
Were they part of your traveling party, he's asking you?
Yes, they were, I think. I think everybody there was part of our party. It was late at night or late-ish, and I also believe that there was a Secret Service agent there at the other end of the pool.
Okay, and was this in public?
No, it was a hotel room, and the Sultan wanted us to stay there, and the water, this big pool, was on the same floor that there were several suites, so we went out, I swam around, I sat in the hot tub for 5 minutes, or whatever it was, and I got up and went to bed.
And then I have to ask this, did you engage in any sexual activity
No.
with this person? Okay, thank you.
Okay, and that ends this round, and we can go off the record.
In the video, he said he doesn't know who the people are. But if you zoom in and you look at the person next to him, and if you look at the side profile, to me, that looks like Ghislaine Maxwell. He did say Epstein was there, so it would make sense that she was there. And the redacted photo of the girl in the back, they're saying that's a victim. They're just sitting up here and lying about everything. And they're good at it. A man almost 10x'd his money in 11 minutes on the Iran and Dubai escalation. He said he saw it 9 minutes before CNN and other news sources even posted it. Here's a video of the platform he was using. And you can pull up any side. It's a globe. It shows a globe of the earth. And you can pull up and click any country. And it has live feeds and videos of looking at the city. Pretty much it's a real-time intelligence terminal for prediction markets. It monitors military flights, whale trades, and then classifies each one and puts it onto a live 3D signal globe. It's almost like a mini intelligence system. I guess if you can catch whatever event happens before the news posts and uploads it, you have time to get in on that trade before the mass, and then when it actually happens, then your bet will pay out accordingly. So there's people that sit at home and are watching these feeds all day trying to figure out if anything's happening live. And this is how they're doing it. A 24/7 war tracker. Pretty dystopian. Israel made sure to initiate its attack against Iran in Purim. The annual Jewish festival of Purim is perhaps one of the most violent holidays found in any religion. During the holiday, Jews are reminded of their sacred duty to genocide various non-Jewish populations. And now this is more of a radical view. This isn't like just the normal everyday. Yeah. This isn't the normal everyday Jews. This is the radical ones. And you can verify this for yourself. Here's a video of a rabbi explaining that the Jews have a sacred duty to kill enemies of the Jewish people, including women and children in all times and places. He also explains that they are reminded of their duty during Purim and that it's not a relic. Rather, it continued to be celebrated.
Most Jews do not fully understand the central message of Purim. And that message is, very briefly and simply, that we, the Jewish people, are commanded to destroy the enemies of our people in all times, in all places, as happened, as described in detail in Megillat Esther, in the book of Esther, where we find that 75,811 of our enemies were destroyed, including women and children. Some people are apparently capable of reading this Megillah twice on the day of Purim, year in, year out, without actually seeing what it says, or without asking themselves the question, why did this take place? Why were so many people killed? Why were women and children killed? But the answer is very simple, straightforward. Perhaps it is not politically correct in the eyes of some, but it is the true, authentic, and absolutely essential message of Purim, and it is the central truth of the Torah. The message of Purim is not about commemorating a past event. It is rather commemorating and remembering a past event in order that we know how to behave today, in the present, and in the future. Here, Rambam mentions in Halakha Daled, Halakha Hey, two separate miswot aseh, two positive commandments of the Torah. One is to destroy the 7 nations mentioned a number of times in the Torah, who resided in Eretz Yisrael at the time when the Jewish people entered the land, to destroy those nations who claim this land for themselves. The second mitzvah, immediately after that, is it is a mitzvah aseh to destroy Amalek and his descendants. The concept of Amalek still exists. We read every year, before Purim, we read Parashat Zohor, where we are commanded by Hashem to remember that which Amalek did to us and to destroy them.
Purim is currently happening, and they are using Purim to call for the extermination of Iranians. The Jewish holiday pretty much celebrates the massacre of 75,000 Gentiles. You can kind of get the script through religion. That's what I've been telling you guys. The script writers are the religion writers. So what you see that goes on, it's all scripted. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you guys like this, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. If you want to show support, links are, if you click the link tree in my bio, it has everything that I'm on. So appreciate everything. Bob can count.